What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE's nightmare has come true, a major WWE return at Saturday night's main event, a wrestling legend buries WWE, a former champion medically cleared to compete, a wrestler out for 9 months, a big WWE debut incoming, a WWF wrestler passes away, what in the world have WWE done with Gunther, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on our new Facebook page. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE's nightmare has come true. And last week, it was widely reported that SummerSlam is looking to be a total failure for WWE as a company. Ticket sales were around the 20,000 mark for each respective night, and seeing as the stadium has a capacity of over 70,000, this isn't good at all. WWE clearly hoped that making CM Punk vs Cody Rhodes for the WWE title would turn things around, and unfortunately, it's done nothing at all. According to reputable outlet WrestleTix, the updated SummerSlam 2026 ticket sales are as follows: 22,780, only a movement of 711 tickets in a week, and night 2, 22,634, only an addition of 633 sold this week. And the worst thing about it is that WWE just has over 2 weeks to sell tickets, but expecting around 30,000 tickets to move in 2 weeks is simply out of the question, only if they're selling those tickets for about $35 a pop. But it's not just SummerSlam that's in trouble, SmackDown is also in trouble as a brand, as early figures show that for the August 14th show in Boston, WWE only has about 3,000 tickets sold. This isn't even enough to fill half the arena, and this could end up being one of the lowest attended editions of SmackDown of all time. WWE can clearly turn things around by lowering the ticket prices. It's crazy that floor seats are about $800, some being $1,000, some even going to about $2,000. These are crazy prices for just a SmackDown, and 2 hours of that. Next up, a major WWE return at Saturday night's main event. Our next story looks at a huge potential return at Saturday night's main event tomorrow night. For the past few months, WWE great Randy Orton has been heavily advertised for Fanatics Fest, yet sadly, all autographs and photo opportunities have now been pulled. Fans have come to the conclusion that this was likely down to an injury and Orton won't be in New York for the festivities. But this is where it gets interesting, as according to WrestleVotes Radio, Orton is still expected to be in New York this weekend, and of course, New York's historic Madison Square Garden will be hosting Saturday night's main event tomorrow night. WrestleVotes Radio has heard from sources in WWE that indicate that despite Randy Orton's autograph and photo opportunities being pulled from Fanatics Fest, he's still expected to be in New York City for this weekend's festivities. The report notes that the team at Fanatics are still expecting Orton to be in attendance for the festival. We're also told that those at Fanatics are expecting the Apex Predator to be in attendance. While a scheduled appearance has been removed, the expectation on both sides is that Orton will still be at the event. Is this an indicator that Orton is returning tomorrow night? Well, we can't rule out the possibility that WWE pulled him from the meet and greet portion of Fanatics Fest to trick fans into thinking that he wouldn't be returning. Orton hasn't been on WWE programming since WrestleMania 42, and with his arch-rival Cody Rhodes set to main event Saturday night's main event tomorrow night, this could be the perfect time for the former champion to make his dramatic comeback. Next up, a wrestling legend buries WWE. And WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross isn't one to hold back when it comes to his thoughts on WWE, and on his latest edition of his podcast, he came for WWE in a major way. According to JR, he believes that WWE doesn't have any wrestlers that are hot right now.
Well, I would say that they don't have, meaning WWE doesn't have any one wrestler that's just white hot. You got to have somebody hot, somebody that people are talking about, and they don't have that right now. They got a lot of great talents. I'm not saying that, but it's always been a matter of how they're utilized, and I think that they got to do a better job of utilizing their talent and seeing where that takes them.
JR would then state that wrestling has always been an attraction-driven business, and WWE simply doesn't have anyone to fulfill that role.
You got to get somebody hot. The wrestling has always been, Conrad, at least in my opinion, an attraction-driven business. That's like back when Austin was on fire, he would come out and they'd do a run-in or something, and it worked. They got ratings, and people loved it and they cheered and all that. Right now, WWE doesn't have that somebody in that role.
These are certainly bold claims from Jim Ross, and it's definitely up for debate on whether these comments are a little too harsh, as a lot of fans will point towards Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and even Obafemi when it comes to names that are hot on the roster currently. Next up, a former WWE champion medically cleared. It looks like we can anticipate a WWE return for former Divas champion Nikki Bella. Nikki has been out of action for a number of months now, but according to WrestleVotes, Nikki is progressing when it comes to a return, and creative plans look to be taking shape. WrestleVotes Radio is told that Nikki Bella is progressing towards a return. A source stated that her name has been mentioned creatively over the past several weeks. This is the first time that Bella has been discussed in creative since WrestleMania. The renewed creative discussions point to the fact that a return might not be far away for the Fearless One. There have been significant rumors on social media this week that Nikki could potentially be returning at Saturday Night's main event this weekend. Naturally, with Brie Bella and Paige having a scheduled title defense on the card, this would be the most logical place for her to make a return to television. Next up, a wrestler out for 9 months. Now it seems like there's bad news for El Hijo del Vikingo, as he's set for a lengthy spell on the sidelines after suffering a serious knee injury that will keep him out of action for around 9 months. The WWE and AAA star tore the ACL in his left knee while training ahead of his scheduled NXT title defense, forcing him to undergo surgery on July 7th. It's now expected that he won't be back until around March 2027. Obviously, the injury has come at a particularly unfortunate time in Vikingo's career. Having recently captured the AAA Latin American Championship, he was expected to enjoy a significant run as a heel champion, but instead the severity of the injury meant that he had no choice but to relinquish the title before making a single defense. WWE has written Vikingo out of NXT by having Keanu Carver ambush him backstage with a steel pipe, and while some fans saw Vikingo wrestle Rey Fenix on SmackDown, that had been taped before the injury had even occurred. We're wishing Vikingo a fast and full recovery. Next up, a big WWE debut incoming. There have been rumors for months that Mike Santana is WWE bound, and now it looks like it's finally happening. According to WrestleVotes, Santana is expected to join the company before the end of the summer. WWE sources continued to expect Mike Santana to join the company before the end of the summer. WrestleVotes Radio spoke with sources that pointed to the strong relationships that Santana built when he made appearances for NXT as a TNA star. Also adding further to the rumors, Mike Santana has now been removed from the TNA roster on their website. It's also stated that there's an internal belief that Santana already has an authentic connection with the core WWE audience, which has strengthened his standing with the company. Next up, Booker T called out for a match. Now, earlier this week, Trick Williams called out Booker T for a match at next year's SummerSlam. Now Williams has once again pushed for the match, this time at Fanatics Fest. According to the US champion, the word through the grapevine is that Booker wants one more match, and it's only fitting that he is the one who steps up. Word through the grapevine is Booker T wants one more match. He said he wants one more match, and I think it's only right. It's only fitting that his last match is with the man he helped mold into a superstar he is today. I was thinking, what better time than the present? Maybe within the next year or so. How would y'all like to see Booker T versus the anointed one, Trick Williams? Now, the fact that Williams is actively pushing for this at a WWE tied event is likely a sign that WWE is fully on board, and next year could indeed feature the final ever match of the WWE Hall of Famer. Next up, Lil Yachty wrestling. It was only a matter of time before Lil Yachty stepped foot in a WWE ring. It looks like it's now happening. Speaking at Fanatics Fest, Trick Williams stated that the rapper has earned every single bit of screen time and he's totally committed to WWE. Yachty has earned every second of screen time he gets because he is committed to the game. He loves the WWE universe as much as everyone out here. On top of that, Yachty is my friend, so I get to talk trash every single week with my friend. Williams would then confirm that tag matches are on the horizon. Probably gonna have some tag matches sometime soon or something like that. I mean, he's training, he's at the gym all the time, so we're gonna make sure that happens. Now, it's unclear when exactly these tag matches will be taking place. According to Dave Meltzer on the latest edition of the Observer newsletter, the plans for Williams at SummerSlam look to be a triple threat match featuring Carmelo Hayes and the recently returned Baron Corbin. Next up, Tom Brady heading to WWE. Now, the legendary Tom Brady was interviewed by Cody Rhodes as part of Fanatics Fest, and Brady boldly revealed that he's now waiting on an invite to step foot in a WWE ring. I need to get an invite. I've been waiting for Nick Khan to come up with some storyline for me to get in the mix. I'm retired from football. I have an opportunity to go out there and still showcase I'm a little bit of an athlete. Brady would then confirm that he could have at least one match in the promotion. I think I could get in there for at least one match, right? Come on, Nick, make it happen. Knowing what we know about WWE and TKO and their obsession with celebrities, they'll probably act on this immediately, and it will only be a matter of time before Brady has a presence on WWE programming. Next up, what in the hell have WWE done with Gunther? Another day, and it seems like another world title loss for Gunther. Gunther challenged for the WWE title last night at a live event against CM Punk, and, well, naturally, he lost. This marks another unsuccessful attempt at winning the WWE title from the man that retired Goldberg, Styles, and John Cena. Right now, Gunther is 0-10 at an attempt at winning the undisputed WWE Championship. And yes, this does include house matches. However, speaking of Gunther and his plans for SummerSlam next month, PW Insider Elite have now stated that Gunther vs Nick Aldis is 100% locked in. Gunther vs Nick Aldis is 100% set for WWE SummerSlam, PWInsiderElite.com can confirm. This is not a case of the company teasing it for later down the line. WWE sources have confirmed that bout is currently set for Minneapolis. This will be the first ever WWE bout for the former NWA champion. Whilst WWE have absolutely messed up Gunther's booking in 2026, this feud is one of the hottest feuds in the entire company. So the match itself makes a lot of sense, but not Gunther's booking. Next up, a WWE name pitches a new storyline. As Charlotte Flair has pitched a new storyline in WWE. According to the multi-time women's champion during an interview with WFAN, she would love to enter into a romantic storyline, and it's something that she's never done in the company. I've never been involved in like a romantic storyline or been opposite a male character, so I think that would be cool. WWE has been more willing to push Flair out of her comfort zone in recent years with a successful Alexa Bliss pairing, so it'll be interesting to see if this is something that they consider doing. Next up, a WWF wrestler passes away. A former WWF wrestler, Sifa Afi, has passed away at the age of 77, with his family confirming the news. Tributes quickly poured in from across the wrestling world, with many remembering not only for his achievements inside the ring, but also for his kind nature and the respect he earned from fellow wrestlers throughout his career. He began wrestling in the 70s after training under The Rock's father Peter Maivia and Steve Ricard, building a successful international career across New Zealand, Japan, Hawaii, and North America. He also had one incredibly defining moment of his career, which came in 1985 when he battled Ric Flair to a 60-minute draw for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship at the Aloha Stadium. In fact, the match remains one of the most memorable events in Hawaiian wrestling history and still holds the attendance record for a wrestling show in the state. Afi then later joined the WWF in the mid-80s, where he was introduced as a cousin of Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Although his run with the company was relatively brief, he remained a recognizable figure from the era. He also worked as actor Burt Reynolds' bodyguard and stuntman, which is incredibly awesome. Following news of his passing, fans, colleagues, and friends shared heartfelt messages celebrating both his contributions to pro wrestling and the positive impact he had on those who knew him personally. We want to pass on our condolences to his family and friends. And finally, a WWE star changing his name. Our final story today looks at the possibility of a WWE star changing their in-ring name. Since Matt Cardona returned to WWE television, he's been using the Cardona name, which was somewhat of a surprise, as Cardona spent a significant amount of time in WWE as Zack Ryder. And now it surfaced via WrestleVotes that there was hope when he returned that he would indeed be presented as Zack Ryder. WrestleVotes Radio has learned that when Matt Cardona returned to WWE earlier this year, there was hope among some behind the scenes that he would ultimately be presented as Zack Ryder. The reason for this is that WWE management believed that Ryder was an established WWE television presence. We're told that the feeling was that the Zack Ryder character was already an established television presence in WWE that carried great familiarity with the audience as opposed to fully embracing the success that Cardona built for himself on the independent scene. When it comes to Cardona ditching the Cardona name and brand, no plan is currently in motion, yet the report notes that this is something that fans should keep an eye on. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.